I Have a Dream is the title of Dr. King's August 28, 1963 speech on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. While specifically focused on the issues of racism, segregation, and institutional discrimination of his day, there is a timeless quality to much of what he said. His thoughts were immersed in the history of his country and people, as well as the history of the world, particularly as recorded in the Bible. His line, "Let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream," is a quote from Amos chapter 5, verse 24. Dr. King's quote fit his time and fits the current situation in America because Amos spoke to a nation that was filled with religious activity by people whose hearts were far from God, Amos 5, verses 21 through 23, which was demonstrated powerfully by their mistreatment of the poor. Today's world is filled with religious people who have no compassion. But it's also filled with religious people who proudly proclaim their compassion for the poor, but in reality they are phonies, fakes, and fools. Reading about Ruth should remind us of the difficulties faced by the poor, especially those who are widows. When she and Naomi arrived in Bethlehem, their immediate concern was survival. What were they going to eat, since neither had a husband or son to work for support? Ruth immediately went out to the fields to pick up the leftovers, Ruth 2, verses 1 through 3, which by law were left for the poor, Leviticus 19, verses 9 and 10. God's social safety net served the triple purpose of 1, teaching others to care for the poor, 2, providing food for the poor, and 3, allowing the poor the dignity of working for themselves. That last one is a vital but often overlooked need. From the account in Ruth, it was clear the practice was an established tradition. It was also clear that Boaz was one who kept it and even went above and beyond the minimum requirement, especially for Ruth, Ruth 2, verses 15 and 16. Clearly, he was a man who believed in justice and righteousness. Dr. King's dream and God's call to let justice and righteousness flow like a mighty stream is ever before us. Let's work diligently to be aware of the poor and find ways to help them that actually help. Yes, there is a danger of foolish compassion. Some help hurts more than it helps. So be smart as well as compassionate. Practice justice and righteousness. Well, thanks for watching today's Morning Minutes in the Bible. Until tomorrow, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.